In the small coastal town of Tacloban, Philippines, life was simple, quiet, and often hard. The waves of the Pacific carried stories of struggle, resilience, and hope. Amid the bustling markets and wooden shanties stood a small boy named Eli Ramos, only 14 years old, barefoot, skinny, and always clutching his father's old, broken guitar. Eli lived with his mother, Marites, in a tiny hut that leaned against the wind. His father, a fisherman and once a singer in local fiestas, had passed away 2 years earlier in a storm at sea. Since then, music was all Eli had left of him. Each night, he'd sit by the window, strumming that cracked guitar, whispering melodies his father used to sing. But no one really listened. At school, kids teased him for his ragged clothes and quiet nature. Some called him Boy Kahirapan, the poor boy. Yet, behind that quiet, bruised soul was a voice so powerful it could silence storms. Only his mother knew. Every time she heard him sing, tears would fill her eyes. "Anak," she'd say softly, "one day, the world will hear you. And when they do, they will never forget your voice." One humid afternoon, an American talent scout visited Tacloban, filming a documentary about hope and music. By pure chance, he passed by the small pier, where Eli was singing to a group of street kids. The scout stopped, frozen. The boy's voice, angelic yet sorrowful, echoed across the waves. He recorded a short clip and later uploaded it online. Within a week, the video exploded. Millions watched. Comments flooded in from all over the world. "This boy has the voice of an angel. Someone get him on America's Got Talent." And just like that, Eli's life changed. A month later, Eli found himself stepping off a plane for the first time, his mother holding his hand tightly. They were in Los Angeles, a place so bright it almost hurt his eyes. NBC producers had officially invited him to audition for America's Got Talent 2025. But behind the lights and cameras, Eli was trembling. He couldn't speak much English. He had never performed in front of strangers, let alone an audience of thousands. Backstage, he saw big stars, dancers, magicians, singers with expensive clothes and confidence. He looked down at his faded shirt and broken guitar. For a moment, he wanted to run away. Then he heard a voice in his head, his father's voice. "Sing, Anak. Sing from your heart. Don't sing to impress them. Sing to tell your story." The stage lights dimmed. Simon Cowell sat at the center, arms crossed, expression unreadable. Beside him were Sofia Vergara, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mondel. The host announced, "Next up, all the way from the Philippines, please welcome, Eli Ramos." A nervous silence filled the air. The audience saw a shy, barefoot boy step out, clutching a battered guitar. Simon raised an eyebrow. "Hello, young man. What's your name?" Eli's voice quivered. My name is Eli from the Philippines." "And what will you be doing for us today?" Simon asked. "I will sing for my father," Eli whispered. Simon nodded. "All right, good luck." Eli closed his eyes. For a moment, the world went silent. Then, he strummed the first note, soft, trembling, and began to sing "You Raise Me Up." But this wasn't the version people knew. His voice carried a depth, a sorrow, a purity that made every word feel alive. It was raw, like his soul was crying through the music. The hall grew still. Even Simon leaned forward, his usual smirk fading into awe. Halfway through, Eli's voice cracked. He looked like he might stop. But then he looked up, to the sky, as if seeing his father. He took a deep breath, and belted out the chorus, his voice soaring higher, stronger, filled with emotion so pure, that even the camera operators forgot to move. By the final note, the entire hall was on its feet. The audience roared. Heidi was crying. Sophia covered her mouth, whispering, "Oh my God." Simon Cowell, the man known for being harsh, even cruel, stood up slowly. His eyes glistened. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, in a voice softer than anyone expected, he said, "Eli, I've been judging for years, but I have never ever heard a voice like that. That wasn't just singing. That was a miracle." And with it, Simon reached out, and hit the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down. Eli fell to his knees, crying, clutching his guitar. His mother rushed on stage, holding him tight. The audience chanted his name, "Eli! Eli! Eli!" Backstage, reporters crowded around, asking him how it felt. He smiled through tears. This is for my father. For all the kids back home who dream but feel invisible. Don't stop believing. Because sometimes dreams find you." In the following weeks, Eli's story went viral across the world. News outlets in every country featured the boy who made Simon cry. Donations poured into his town. His school built a music room in his name. The local children who once mocked him now sang his songs. But Eli never changed. He continued to live humbly, visiting schools, teaching children to sing. "Music," he said, "isn't about fame. It's about feeling." It's about healing. Months later, at the AGT finals, Eli performed again, this time, an original song dedicated to his father. It was called Waves of You. The song told the story of love, loss, and the unbreakable bond between a son and a father who still lived in every melody. By the end of the song, even Simon stood up again, tears in his eyes. When the votes came in, Eli didn't just win America's Got Talent 2025, he won the world's heart. Final scene. A year later, back in Tacloban, Eli stood on the same pier where it all began, barefoot, the wind carrying his voice over the ocean. Children gathered around him, singing along. His mother watched proudly. As the camera slowly zoomed out, Eli looked up to the sky and whispered, "We did it, Pop." And somewhere, across the waves, it felt like the wind whispered back,